Tonight, Port Pirie announced as the host for the next Australian Masters Games. And giddy up, all the colour on and off the track from the Silver City Cup in Broken Hill.
This is Southern Cross News with Fraser Goldsworthy.
Good evening. Port Pirie has been announced as the host of the 2019 South Australian Masters Games. The event will be an opportunity to showcase the town's $21 million sport precinct upgrade, where many of the competitions will be held.
The Masters Games are coming back where they belong.
Masters Games is held over a 4-day weekend and involves a large range of sports dedicated to those generally 35 and above.
Well, the Masters Games is Australia's largest multi-sport event for Masters athletes, and fundamentally it's about promoting a fit and active lifestyle.
Thousands of people from across the state and country are expected to flood the town for the event, where the newly redeveloped sports precinct will be taking pride of the place.
It's statewide, but we do get a couple of competitors from interstate turn up, so we're expecting a fairly large turnout, particularly having the new facilities up and running by then.
With people making the journey to Pirie for the event, the Games will no doubt help to put money back into the local economy.
The Masters Games coming to town is a great economic opportunity, not only for the town of Port Pirie, but the surrounding districts will have to stand tall to make these games a success.
It will ensure that all our accommodation outlets are full. It will ensure that all our hospitality outlets are full. It will give people an opportunity to really see all the change that's happened in Port Pirie over the last few years.
The Games will be held in April 2019, featuring over 40 different sporting events.
Council's hosted 7 previous Masters Games and hasn't hosted one since 2012. So it's actually good to see the Masters Games coming back to its proper home in Port Pirie.
As long as Port Pirie has its signature on the Masters Games, it's bound to be a success.
Rachel Nell, Southern Cross News.
Whyalla will play host to a number of features from this year's Adelaide Film Festival. Organisers say it's another boost to the city's reputation as an arts hub, and they hope to inspire the next generation of local filmmakers.
Every 2 years, Adelaide opens its movie screens to the world for 2 weeks to display the very best of our renowned film industry. The 2017 event saw over 50 films entered across a variety of genres, while residents will now get a taste of the festival, with the Middleback securing the rights to screen 2 entrants next month.
Seeing the different films that were on offer down there that you don't usually see up this way.
The 2 films are My Life as a Zucchini, an animated children's film, and Spookers, a documentary about a haunted psychiatric hospital in New Zealand that's become a tourist destination. Co-curator Jack Smith says he hopes locals become inspired to consider entering the industry.
Whyalla is not really much known for making films. That's normally always in more of the big city area, but I was hoping maybe it doesn't matter where you live, you can make films. 2
short films from Whyalla will also be shown on the night before each major attraction.
It's an exciting opportunity that we have got through our association with the Adelaide Film Festival.
And if all goes to plan, it could become a permanent fixture.
And hopefully we can turn it into an annual event each year.
The night will be held on November 18. John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
Police in Whyalla are on the hunt for 3 men who robbed and assaulted another man on Friday night. Just before 8 p.m, the victim was walking through Schultz Reserve when he was set upon by the trio. He was knocked unconscious before his cash, cigarettes and sunglasses were taken. The victim was taken to Whyalla Hospital and treated for minor head and facial injuries. 2 of the suspects are described as being of Indigenous appearance, with the third male believed to be Caucasian. Anyone with information is urged to contact police. Residents from the small coastal town of Elliston have celebrated their 30th annual Wall Show. Local farmers have made a generous donation to the local school in a bid to upgrade its facilities.
The sun's shining, the drinks flowing, and the kids were bouncing at the biggest event on the town's calendar.
There's food, entertainment, music, and then we'll announce the Wall winners.
Elliston is a small coastal town 2 hours north of Port Lincoln, the popular sheep farming community gathering to see whose wool was the finest.
It's a fierce competition for the wool because there's some rams up for grabs, and there's trophies and there's cash prizes.
Local farmers donated fleeces to help raise money for the local area school, the member for Flinders supporting the vital event.
It's important because the surrounding farmers and pastoralists are prepared to donate not only their time but also some fleeces towards the school.
The wool show, now in its 30th year, has helped local children stay up to date with the latest facilities.
The money in the past has purchased computers, machinery in the tech studies shed. Last year we built a shade on the oval, so yeah, it's really helps.
And it's not just the kids who are benefiting. Farmers who have done it tough are now seeing record prices for wool.
Wool is a very good price, and China are taking 80% of the Australian wool clip, and meat's in demand as well. So the job's really very buoyant at the moment.
Whilst it's coastal, the wool industry is large in Elliston.
Jason Kemp, Southern Cross News.
Very good news for the local school. Well, still to come tonight, the traditional Cornish festival that's bounced back from financial hardship. That story next. Construction work on Broken Hill's new community health centre is well and truly underway. Hutchinson Builders has been awarded the tender for the project, with the company hard at work at the corner of Crystal and Sulphide Streets. Once complete, the centre will have a 5-chair dental facility, community health services and new staff offices for the Far West Local Health District. The new structure of the new centre will be built off-site in Toowoomba, west of Brisbane, before it's transported to Broken Hill, where it'll be finalised. It's expected to be up and running by early 2019. The Kernwork Loenda Festival will continue to be celebrated across the Copper Coast after bouncing back from financial hardship. Organisers say the tireless work of volunteers, along with the community's support, has saved the future of the traditional Cornish festival for years to come.
It's a tradition that's been a staple on the Yorke Peninsula's calendar for centuries, in a nod to the Cornish heritage of the many of the towns. Despite plenty of celebrations, the last event back in 2015 saw $15,000 lost. But now...
So through a lot of hard work and support from our community and businesses and sponsors, we were able to turn it around, and we actually made a $40,000 profit this festival.
The mission of this year's biannual festival was to reignite the traditional flame while including contemporary Cornish culture.
To re-energise, reinvigorate and I suppose re-evaluate our festival to make it more relevant.
Kernwork Loenda 2017 saw thousands of people line the streets, participating in the parade and other festivities.
Over the week of the festival, we believe we had about 40,000 participants.
Thanks to the support from the local community, plans for the next festival are already underway.
It just means that we are sustainable into the future, and we'll be able to continue to plan and hold festivals to come.
The next festival to be held in the Copper Coast is in May 2019. Rachel Nell, Southern Cross News.
Samaritan College in Whyalla will help educate teachers across the state after taking part in the production of a training video. It'll feature a new method of student learning, which it says is set to make a big difference in the classroom.
Lights, camera and action.
Okay, but now we know that's an octagon and that's a circle.
3 classrooms at Samaritan College's Our Ladies campus in Whyalla are helping to teach the teachers.
We can make professional development films back in Adelaide, so we can use it to help our teachers see what good practice is.
3 classrooms took part, with cameras focusing on the teaching and the behaviour of the students. Filming here in Whyalla featured a new teaching technique for maths lessons.
Warm up at the start, which builds the kids some idea about what they might do. Then an open investigation where the kids are asked questions as the teacher walks around, developing at their own rate. And then at the end we bring it all together.
Mr Dilger says early results show an improved approach to maths from both teachers and students.
The teachers and the students seem to be more engaged in maths, so they're happy to do maths.
The school was chosen because it has Country SA's only teachers accredited to the National Standards Programme. Jenna Edwards is one of those, and says being chosen for the filming is giving the school top marks.
Give our school some exposure, but also to, I guess, reinforce the good work that all of our teachers have been doing.
John Hunt, Southern Cross News.
In the news ahead, giddy up, the Silver City Cup rolls into Broken Hill. All the colour on and off the track next. A back-to-back champion, eye-catching fashion and a victory for a local trainer, all made for one cracking Silver City Cup race day in Broken Hill over the weekend. Our reporter Patrick Reinke went along to get in the thick of it.
There's nothing like a day at the races. Around 3,000 racegoers passed through the gates as the skies graced the racecourse with picture-perfect conditions. But when eyes weren't on the track, they were on the fashions on the field. Plenty of budding stylists worked hard on their outfits to impress the judges, and the results were nothing short of stunning. Abby Johns was awarded Trendiest Chick, picking up this ensemble while shopping in Adelaide.
Super exciting. I've never really been in anything like that before, so it's really exciting. I couldn't believe that I won it.
A very stylish headpiece saw Chantel Grundy rewarded, owing it all to a milliner in Queensland.
I just sent her my dress and she made this for me. She does a fantastic job.
Most elegant lady was a tough one to pick, but pale blue bombshell Rachel Harkin-Allen took the crown. Her exquisite handmade fascinator sealing the victory.
Feels really good, actually. I was really nervous because I had a bad dream last night. I didn't make it in time to compete. So it feels great.
Dustin Mitchell took out the Best Dressed Gent award, making it 2 in a row for the man with the stylish beard.
It's always been just a bit of fun just to jump in and dress up and do something different, so it's, a bit, didn't expect it.
But of course it wasn't just all about the frivolities off the field. Silverton trainer Barry Murray was left feeling deja vu when his horse Party Spin took out race 3 in a repeat of last year's meeting.
And the day's main race, the Silver City Cup, didn't fail to entertain. Victorian trainer Nathan Hobson made it back-to-back cups, went out for a rig across the line in first place.
Yeah, no, it's been great. He really loves coming up the Broken Hill. He won the St Pat's Cup the first time he ever come up, and then he won the Silver City, and then he ran second in the St Pat's this year, and to win the Silver City again, it's been pretty awesome, I reckon.
Patrick Reinke, Southern Cross News.
To sport now, and Crows star Erin Phillips has begun her pre-season campaign in Port Lincoln in the hopes of replicating a record-breaking season. Erin led Adelaide to its first women's flag, but she hasn't ruled out switching codes again in time for the Commonwealth Games.
6 o'clock Monday morning, you'll usually find most people tucked away in bed, but not Erin Phillips. Her day is already in full swing.
Right uppercut, left uppercut, hook right hand.
The 32-year-old is not like most people though. The Crows champion starred during her team's first AFLW premiership, named best on ground and the best in the league. The early morning hits, the sacrifice Erin's willing to make for a jump start on the competition.
Come pre-season, you don't want to kind of just walk into, pre-season not having done anything. So, very, very important to kind of get the edge on everybody else.
Erin's been competing at the highest level for nearly 2 decades. An Olympian and basketball champion, she's always looking for new inspiration, even finding it here on the EP.
When you have so many years playing professional sport, you want to find a different motivation, and he's definitely helped me in these past few weeks to just switch on and get back that edge and aggression.
Her boxing coach Ross Cooper on the receiving end of that aggression.
She's so strong, I've got a few sore ribs from her.
Port Lincoln has been Erin's home away from home, a place she's been visiting since childhood. The getaway helping her stay fresh.
Last season I tore my quad second session in, so I spent pretty much the whole pre-season on the rehab list. I learnt from that mistake.
Erin will return to the Crows in November to begin pre-season training in a bid to defend their flag. After that, well, there's a puncher's chance we could see her at the Commonwealth Games.
We'll see how it goes. I haven't put any pressure on myself, and I'll have that chat with Sandy Brondella and Basketball Australia pretty soon.
So you haven't ruled it out?
No, I definitely haven't ruled it out.
Jason Kemp, Southern Cross News.
To the weekend's local cricket now, and there's been a mixed bag of results from right around the region. Amelia Simpson joins us now, and there were 2 easy wins in Port Pirie. Amelia.
That's right, Fraser. There were some close games across the Spencer Gulf this weekend, but that wasn't the story in Port Pirie. Both Proprietary and Whyalla were far too strong in their games. In the first game, Solomon Town's batsmen struggled to stay at the crease with Proprietary's bowling attack on song. Terence Pellegrini took 4 for 20 as he dispatched Solly's middle order. With a target of 116, Props had no problem scoring the runs. Peter Besson led his team to victory with a 64 not out, ensuring Props stays at the top of the A-grade table. In the other game, Whyall's target of 188 was too much for South Port, who were bowled out for 141. Heading into Port Augusta, and Central Stirling couldn't do enough to beat South, falling short by 57 runs. West Augusta had an easier time in its clash, chasing down Quorn's 102 with ease. In Whyalla, North got over Rupina and Central had no problem beating South. Over in Port Lincoln, Charlton smashed Waybacks by 114. A stellar knock from Marcus Sarunic saw him finish with a 98 not out, 2 runs shy of a ton. The second game saw Ben Smith lead Southern Air to victory over Tasman, with the opening batsman scoring an impressive 95. Unfortunately, the game between Lincoln South and Todd River was washed out. Up in Broken Hill, West easily beat a low-scoring South and Central bested North. In the northern areas, it was wins to Belalee, Orroroo and Pekina, and in York Peninsula Cricket, Moonta, Butte and Baskerville all recorded victories. So, Fraser, as the weather warms up, it looks like we're going to be in for a great summer of cricket. I'll be back here tomorrow night with the rest of the sport from around the region.
Thanks, Amelia. See you then. We'll stay with us after the break. The weather with Nicole.
A bit of a mixed day right across the region. I'll have all the details next. Welcome back to the weather now. A good day to be working indoors with showers right across the region. Pretty cool as well, reaching a top of 18 in Whyalla, 17 the maximum for Port Lincoln, a different story in Broken Hill with clear skies, and the rainy weather continuing in Adelaide for 17 degrees. On the satellite, we can see cloud is crossing southern parts of the state with a cold front, which is causing a few coastal showers. On the Gulf waters, winds will be southeast, southwesterly up to 15 knots, seas peaking at around 1.5 metres, and early sunrise tomorrow just after 6:20 and sunset at 7:45. Showers are clearing tomorrow with a perfect day on the way, reaching a top of 25 in Port Augusta, just a bit cooler for Whyalla for 22, hanging around the low 20s in Kadina and Clare as well. Adelaide is in for a maximum of 21 degrees. Looking ahead, a few good days on the way for Port Lincoln before showers set in Friday. Similar conditions forecast for Cleve and Woodner, seeing a top of 25 to wrap up the working week. Showers will be pushing across the region by Friday, with Whyalla also in for some wet weather. We will be able to enjoy a bit of sunshine in Port Augusta and Kadina before rain sets in on Friday. And in Port Pirie, it's looking much the same weather-wise. Showers setting in after a few days of sunshine. Plenty of clear skies in Clare and Broken Hill, reaching a top of 29 Thursday. So it's clear skies over the next few days, but it'll be changing by the end of the week. Fraser.
Thanks, Nicole. See you tomorrow. And that's Southern Cross News tonight. Thanks for your company. Just a reminder, you can find some of this evening's stories on Facebook and Twitter. We'll also have the full bulletin on our YouTube channel. I'll have some updates later tonight. Until then, we'll leave you with some more pictures from the Silver City Cup in Broken Hill from over the weekend. Enjoy your evening. Good night.